Hi, Jenny Stone here from HR Shield with your HR Rescue. Each day we get hundreds of questions from our clients and other small and mid-sized business owners about some of the most common HR issues. We figured if they have those questions, you might too. So let's provide a lifeline and share our answers to some of the most common scenarios. The end of 2019 is quickly approaching, bringing with it a multitude of annual Payroll and Affordable Care Act, ACA, information return reporting, and filing requirements. Without a solid understanding of all that must be accomplished by federal and state deadlines, meeting year-end obligations can be difficult. Careless mistakes may lead to costly penalties. Today I'm going to share with you some key tools and resources to help plan and manage year-end challenges. Filing Form W-2. January 31st is a big day for payroll each year. It is the date by which employers must complete and file with the Social Security Administration a Form W-2 wage and tax statement for each employee on the payroll for the immediately preceding tax year, whether an employer files paper copies of the forms or files them electronically. Each employee's Form W-2 reports the amount of all compensation paid to the employee, as well as federal, state, and local income and employment taxes withheld from the employee's compensation throughout the tax year. January 31st is also the date by which employers must provide copies of the forms to all current employees and former employees who worked for the employer during the year. Employees need these copies when filing their personal income tax returns. For states in which an employer has employees on the payroll, certain copies of Form W-2 must be filed with the state tax agencies as well, and by the same January 31st deadline. Moreover, many states also require an employer to file an annual reconciliation return by January 31st. And in the past few years, many of these states have also lowered the threshold number of employees that triggers the requirement to file the forms and annual reconciliations electronically. Filing Form 1099. Independent contractors and corporate directors who receive at least $600 in 2019 for work performed must be provided with the Form 1099 by January 31st as well. Although Forms 1099 on which payments are reported in the boxes other than Box 7 must also be provided to such payees by January 31st, these non-Box 7 forms do not have to be filed with the IRS until February 28th if filing on paper, or by March 31st if filing electronically. ACA information reporting deadlines. The ACA requires an employer to report annually to the IRS and to employees on the group health insurance the employer offered in the previous year. Generally, to comply with the information reporting requirements, employers must furnish Forms 1095B or Forms 1095C to employees by January 31st of the calendar year following the year for which the information relates, and file completed Forms 1094B, Forms 1095B, Forms 1094C, and Forms 1095C with the IRS by February 28th if filing paper forms, or March 31st if filing electronically of the year immediately following the calendar year to which the return relates. The IRS has released draft forms and instructions for the 2019 information reporting. Determine the responsibility for the information reporting under the ACA, and comply with ACA information reporting requirements. A stress-free year-end. The best way employers can tackle their year-end workloads is to start their withholding and tax payment reconciliations and information return data checking processes early to ensure the information entered on the forms is correct before filing them with the relevant agencies and distributing copies of them to employees. Year-end should not be managed as though it begins in October and ends in March. An orderly and methodical plan should be mapped out and adhered to for the entire year. As always, thank you for watching and listening, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And you can always email us for more information at support@hr-shield.com or enable our Alexa skill and ask your questions there. Just say, "Alexa, enable HR Shield."